whiz us over to the story that we were actually going to cover before it all kicked off in Leeds. And Just Stop Oil mastermind Roger Hallam and 4 other climate protesters have now actually been jailed after they brought part of the M25 to a standstill over 4 days. 45 people climbed gantries on the motorway in November 2022, and as a result, people missed flights, medical appointments, exams. 2 lorries collided as well. Now, Hallam was sentenced to 5 years in prison, while the other defendants each received 4-year jail terms. These sentences are the longest since the introduction by the last government of the new law of conspiracy to cause a public nuisance. Well, there we go. I'm joined now, actually, by Just Stop Oil spokesperson, Dr. Kush. Dr. Kush, look, thank you very much. Is this the kind of deterrent that is going to put people off doing incidents like this in future?
No, because oil, gas and coal are weapons of mass destruction. The people that were sentenced today, the 5 of them, they were trying to dismantle that system from killing millions of people. So when you face that sort of threat, time in prison is not going to be able to get you out of that emergency.
So you fundamentally just do not think that people are going to be put off now by 5 years in prison?
No. No.
Well, what are you going to do from a prison cell, though? That's the thing, isn't it? You're just going to be in there, aren't you? I mean, if you want to do activism or something, maybe the opportunity would be to try to stand for election, because if you tie yourself to the M25, you get nicked, you spend 5 years behind bars. Yeah. You're not much use, are you?
I think the important thing of this story is that this trial itself was actually a complete disgrace.
Right.
The jury were not allowed to hear the whole truth, and that is something that when you are giving evidence in court, you swear that you are going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But when the defendants tried to discuss actually why they were involved in those meetings, those Zoom calls to plan actions, they were told that actually they're not allowed to discuss the climate crisis because the judge felt that that was irrelevant and inadmissible. He actually described it as simply political opinion and beliefs.
OK.
But it is...
Well, could I, just on that, because one of the people who was sentenced today was Roger Hallam, right? Now, I'm sure you've seen this clip, but I do just want to... Because this is the kind of stuff that he might have said in court if he was allowed to, right? And it'd be interesting to see whether or not you think this might have swayed the jury. So here is Mr. Hallam.
The other thing about social collapse is the complete loss of material security, or law and order, as you might say. A gang of young men come into your house, they take your girlfriend, they take your mother, they put her onto the table and they gang rape her in front of you. And then after that, they take a hot stick and they poke out your eyes and they blind you.
Right, so he's talking about societal breakdown there, in his view, linked to climate change. I mean, if the jury had heard that, they'd have probably locked him away for longer, wouldn't they?
Well, the jury need to be allowed to understand what it is that motivates people to take action to prevent society from breaking down. And actually, unless they do understand that society's at threat, which isn't just something that Roger Hallam is saying, but also actually Sir David King, the former chief scientific advisor to the government, the guy who held Sir Patrick Vallance's job before him, is saying exactly the same thing. He is saying that if we continue burning oil, gas and coal, then human civilization will not be able to continue.
OK. All right, look, Dr. Kush, thank you. And also, I will just point out, you know, look, we were hoping to have longer with you. We've been overtaken by events in Leeds, I'm afraid, which I hope you understand. But thank you very much for your time this evening, and thank you for coming into the studio again. That is a Just Stop Oil spokesperson, Dr. Kush. Now, right, coming up...